You're listening to the East Meets West Pakistani Professional Journeys podcast, released bi-weekly every Sunday at 5 p.m. on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple iTunes. Welcome to the East Meets West Pakistani Professional Journeys podcast. Today we're joined by Shaikh Muhammad Farooq, a seasoned strategic finance leader with over 17 years of global experience across Pakistan, the Middle East, and now Canada. With credentials including the ACA, the FCCA, and multiple financial excellence awards, Farooq has driven transformative results in industries ranging from automotive to SaaS, from optimizing operations at Petromin to his current leadership at Stage Vision. He's well equipped in navigating the complex financial landscapes. Join us as we explore his journey from Karachi to Canada, the lessons he's learned across continents, and the advice he has for aspiring professionals. Pleasure having you on.
First of all, Azam, thank you for such a generous introduction. And secondly, I feel truly honored to be part of this another episode of East Meets West Pakistani Professional Journey. I hope this will be as amazing as the previous ones are.
Awesome. So I guess we can kick off. Can you chat about your relation to Pakistan?
Like Pakistan is home, and like talking about relationship with Pakistan is like putting ocean into a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Like Pakistan is a place like my roots and values belong to. I was born and raised in Karachi, and my educational, like my academic and professional career started also from Karachi. And I still remember those days where at 8 a.m. I was used to grab public transport to catch my ACC classes. After finishing my ACC classes, I had to run to teach students so that I can finance my ACC studies. So I'm proud to say that I'm coming from a very humble background, and I still carry that identity even while working in Canada. So the period that I learned from navigating different things, study, teaching ACCA, teaching other subjects, like that shaped me a lot. And I'm proud of that.
How was the post-secondary education in Pakistan?
Basically, I did my Bachelor's of Commerce from Karachi University. To be very honest, while I was studying ACCA, the curriculum and syllabus being taught at ACCA was so extensive that helped me to secure first division at Karachi University, despite the fact that I did not solely studied for BCom. So that, like, my professional education helped me in my academic as well.
How did you, I guess later on you got exposed to potentially going abroad? Was that during your time in the post-secondary process, or did you get it through work experience, or like how did you get that exposure that, oh, maybe I want to go abroad?
Basically, what I did, I completed my bachelor's, I completed my ACC, and then I entered into the world of Big Four, the gloomy world of Big Four. Like I worked for Ernst & Young for 3 years in Karachi, and I got the opportunity to work for Saudi as a secondary. So I was posted to EY Khubar office, EY Jeddah office, and finally I got the opportunity to work for EY Jeddah. Again, I worked there for 3 years. EY gave me the opportunity to enter into Saudi world, Saudi market.
Okay, got you. And then from Saudi, the exposure to Canada, how was that?
Basically, it's a gradual phase for me. Like I came to Saudi, I came out of my comfort zone, and then when I spent my 14 golden years of my life at Saudi, and then I moved to Canada. So it's a step-by process for me. Amazing experience. I must say, like whenever you come out of your comfort zone, you learn a lot. And the same thing happened with me. When I was at Karachi, EY Karachi, we were surrounded by people around us. I was working with Pakistanis only. When I moved to Saudi, in my team, I had Saudis, I had Egyptians, I had Indians, I had different nationalities. That gave me entirely different exposure. And when I came to Canada, I used that exposure, I used that experience to gel into this society.
And do you remember when you first landed to Canada, like in terms of the process of getting set, was that pretty seamless in terms of transition, or did you find challenges as you got set in Canada?
Honestly, I find myself very lucky that I did not experience any bad incidents neither in Saudi nor in Canada. So my transition for me was very seamless. I don't know whether I would be sticking to the question or I would be going off, but it's extremely important that to understand a couple of things. When I came to Canada, a lot of people told me like, Farooq, it will be very difficult for you to get the job. You need to make sure that you have got enough budgets to survive for a couple of months. You don't have Canadian experience. You don't have CPA. Oh my God, a lot of things. Then I realized one thing, and whoever is listening to this, please make sure that if you hang around with taxi drivers, they will give you an advice. You need to drive taxi for 6 months. If you'll meet with jobless people, they will tell you will be jobless for 3 months. Please give your best shot for your interviews, prepare yourself for interviews, create your best resume, and I'm sure that you will get whatever job you are looking for, whether it is in finance, any field. So my experience was pretty good. One thing that I had in my mind, like mine, is that I did not want to be jobless. So whatever opportunity came to me, I grabbed that. And that opportunity leveraged me to get the opportunity for senior controller. So I was controller in Saudi. I got the job. I got the same position, or probably higher, in less than 12 months.
Okay.
So for me, the process was like, get the job, learn the norms, and then you can, if you have got depth, you will reach to that level again.
Got you. A lot of professionals, when they move from Pakistan or maybe have origins from Pakistan and other countries like the Middle East, they feel sometimes isolated when they first move in. So how is your way of avoiding that isolation in terms of support system or any support to network that you had here in Canada?
Like, it all depends on individual. If people are introvert, they don't interact with people, which is, I don't recommend. Like, we should be interacting with people. It's a different market. People who are well settled here, they have got connections that tell you how to navigate into this market. This is an entirely different market. Saudi is more relationship based. In Canada, you need to earn every interview, you need to clear every interview, and then this is how the process works. You can recommend somebody, but you cannot get a job. You cannot get him hired. You need to understand that process in order to learn that maths, in order to decode this thing. You need to memorize your resume. People do not do this, and then
Yeah.
they don't able to clear the interviews. And secondly, when you come to a different place, you need to make sure that you understand the society as well. If you are an ACCA and you are looking for a managerial position, you might get a challenge that, okay, you do not have CPA. Be ready for that. This is what I did. I realized that there is no MRA between CPA and ACCA. So I realized that I need to enroll for CPA in order to get a senior position. This is what I did. I enrolled into CPA. I passed. I have already passed my couple of exams. And when I got my interview for senior position, I mentioned it to them, which was very well taken by the Canadian society.
Yeah.
They understood that, yes, this is a professional. He has got some education which is not 100% recognized by us. I have got my own reservations. But in order to overcome that challenge, I enrolled myself. I did not stop there. So this is my suggestion to everybody, whoever is coming from any field, whether you're coming from doctorate or from accounting or engineering, get your local certification and gel into the society.
Got you. And were there any big adjustments that you came across from, you have extensive leadership roles in the Middle East, but in terms of the adjustments that you needed in Canada for your specific roles, like a senior financial analyst and then eventually a senior controller, were there differences you saw between the two in terms of the regions, Middle East versus Canada?
In terms of leadership, yes, there are a lot of differences. When it comes to operational matters, yes, they are more or less same. Like, the language of finance remains the same whether you're in Pakistan, Saudi, or Hong Kong. Like, it remains the same balance sheet, same income statement. But yes, in leadership, we have got differences. The way we interact with teams in Canada is entirely different. The way we interact in Saudi and Pakistan. Here, people are very welcoming. We respect deadlines, but at the same time, we do not have that much pressure. Everybody respects their personal life. We do meet the deadlines, but at the same time, people do respect that, yes, something can happen which might hamper the deadlines. And being leader, we respect that, and then we maneuver the team. We manage our team compositions accordingly.
Okay. And for individuals, especially when you spend this long in terms of the industry, a lot of people, they think of, oh, maybe pivoting or maybe not staying within the same sequence. What's your thoughts on that in terms of individuals that might actually end up pivoting out of finance and going into other fields altogether because they might lose interest or whatever? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Like I said, like, it all depends with your outer circle. If you're meeting with people who are successful, they will tell you, oh no, it's a matter of time. Any fine morning, you'll get the desired job. And if you're meeting with people who have got negative thoughts, they will tell you, no, first 3 months, you are not going to get the job. I'm not saying that you should not be realistic, but at the same time, you should be optimistic and strive for that. People told me like for the first 6 months, you're not going to get the managerial job, or you are not, for the first 3 months, you're not going to get the job.
Yep.
Honestly, the day I resigned from Patrimoine, it was Wednesday, it was weekend, and very next day I had the job. In fact, I had 3 offer letters to choose between the three. But again, I did not want to remain jobless, so I opted the role of a SFA, which helped me securing the job of a senior controller.
Okay. And what has interest like what has kept you in this industry for such a long time? In terms of if someone were to ask you like how have you maintained your interest in the industry?
The good thing is that I worked in different industries. Like I spent 12
Okay.
years in automotive, then I moved to SaaS, and now I'm in audiovisual industry.
Hmm.
A good thing is that finance is more or less similar in every industry, but still there are differences, and that kept me interesting. Like when I was
Yeah.
at we were in automotive industry where I was dealing with trading business, and in trading business you have got extensive working capital involvement. When I came to SaaS, oh my god, I was like, where I've come. Like there is no inventory, there is no receivable,
Yeah.
pricing is done by everything is done by IT people. So being finance,
Hmm.
our involvement is very limited. But when I came to stage vision, this is another different industry. It's more control oriented industry. Everything is dependent on events. So it depends on the industry. So moving from one industry to another, that kept my interest alive in finance.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting point because a lot of people they just completely jump into a completely different like sector or marketing or like any other different field as opposed to maybe trying different industries because it might be the industry that someone's not
True,
interested in and it's
true,
actually where you can switch and find more interest. But
true.
no, that makes complete sense. So if you were to explain to a person your current role, obviously very general, not any specifics, but for someone who doesn't know finance, like how would you go about explaining the role?
Okay. I would divide the answer into two parts. First of all, I would like to answer the responsibility or a role of a financial controller to a finance professional first, because I've listened to people that being finance people, we are gatekeepers and we are custodians only, and we are back office job. It is not like that. We are strategic business partners. We advise on strategic decision making. And being a controller, it is like with the help of ERPs, our work is very limited. Depreciation calculation and a lot of things are already automated ERP. So what we do being controllers, we implement controls. It's not only finance and accounting department, we establish control all over the company. And secondly, I'm a very good user of Power BI. I always say that Power BI does a lot of things for us. It can create amazing dashboards, but what our job is to do the storytelling. Being financial controller, being senior finance professional, what we do, we get the data, we analyze it, and still analysis is done by Power BI. Then we do the storytelling about it, and we tell management what has gone wrong and what is the thing that has happened very well in the last 30 days. Like Power BI or dashboard can tell you that DSO has been dropped from 87 to 61 days, but who knows what is the triggering point? So you can tell, okay, my this customer paid, or we gave this much discount in this month. That helped us to collect money. You know, like you need to do your storytelling. You need to tell people what is happening right now instead of just publishing the numbers. This is one thing that I have found being missing in finance people, that we are not doing storytelling, which it means we are not helping in strategic decision making.
That makes sense. And sorry, you were also saying the second part of it. So you mentioned the aspect of actually being a storyteller, but I think so you said there might be a second part. I'm not
The
sure if it
second
was.
part, like we establish controls. Like in being a financial controller, our responsibility is that we have got processes which are foolproof. It's very difficult to say that anything is foolproof, but we
Yep.
must establish processes that we can mitigate the risk. We cannot
Got you.
eliminate the risk, but like there should be controls for cash, there should be control for inventory control, credit checks, etc. So being controller or being strategic being finance professional, we need to establish controls that mitigate the risk.
Got you. So for the next question, you could take your time with this response. I feel it's definitely challenging. In terms of if you were to, like, you have all the experience now, like all the experience you have right now, if you were to go back in time to the moment you actually came to Canada, like first year in Canada, is there any advice you would give yourself in terms of how you would navigate in terms of getting faster to where you are, or any just key advices you would give to yourself?
One thing I would have done is that I would have enrolled in CPA a lot earlier. Before coming to Canada, I would have enrolled into CPA. And probably by the time I had reached Canada, I would be probably in the first quarter, I would be appearing in my CPA exams. Because when I came here, I realized that the market is not accepting ACCA for managerial positions. Then I enrolled into CPA. And then CPA Institute took their sweet time to assess my credentials. They asked a couple of documents, probably like months and months. They took their time to give me exemption, and it was a waste of time. If I had that opportunity to go back into time, probably I would have done it when I was in Saudi.
Okay. And for individuals that are moving from the Middle East and Pakistan, do you have any key advices for them that in terms of moving to Canada, and if they have already finance experience, like, do you have any advice? I know you
Again,
mentioned one about just considering enrolling to the CPA, but is there any other ones that you would like to mention?
uh, again, if you are not CPA and you want to grab a role of a finance professional in a leadership role, please secure a CPA spot. This is extremely important. Secondly, one thing that is missing in Middle East is that people are not storytellers. Here, there's a lot of discussion on numbers, how things are moving. Like I was part of Jonas, which is part of Constellation. It's the share value is $5,000. It's no
Yeah.
brainer that it has become such a giant. And if you decode all these elements, they read the data. The same thing we do at State Vision. Same thing is done all over North America. People do read data and then they extract what needs to be done. If we say that we have got Fortune 500 companies in here, there's a reason that is missing in probably in Middle East or in Pakistan as well. We are not reading the data, and then we are not analyzing stuff that should have been done.
Okay. And if you were to narrow down like key skills or just focusing on the habits that you really that allowed you to excel to where you are right now, what would you narrow down those habits to?
I think I would say three things. First of all, you should be reliable. Often being finance professional, we close 1 month and we are waiting for the other month. We have got deadlines. Okay, you have got your monthly reporting, you have got your quarterly reporting, you have got your H1 reporting, then you have got audit, and then we live by our deadlines. So if you're not reliable, you won't stand. So you must be, people should rely on you that, okay, fine, whatever is the pressure, he's a SpongeBob, he will deliver it. He will not, he'll survive. He will survive.
Yeah.
You should be reliable. And secondly, you must be a team player. Those days are gone in which finance is a back office job and you work in silos. No, we are contributing to the decision making. So you need to be a team player, first of all, within your own finance and accounting team. And then you should work with marketing, sales as a team. And third, you must be very well versed with your own foundations. If you are an accountant, you must know your ASPA. You should have got your basic understanding of taxes. One thing that people come from Middle East, like me, it's quite natural that we don't know Canadian tax, and there is no harm in saying that we don't know it, but we will learn it. And I have seen people take it very positively if you tell them openly, no, we don't know it, but I'm a keen learner. I will learn it pretty quickly. This is what I did in my couple of last roles.
Gotcha.
So you must be reliable, you must be a team player, and you must have your sound foundations. You must know your stuff.
Yep. And I guess this question is directed for individuals that are recently graduating. I'm sure you've heard about like the unemployment rate for recent grads, or it's quite high at right now. So would you say in terms of what to specifically or try to focus on for students specifically from your experience?
Like everybody talks about hard work, like you should be hardworking. So I think it's needless to talk about being hardworking. It's like I recently hired a person last Monday, and I always mention that it's the attitude that grabs the job. We are not doing any rocket science formula. We are not doing anything for NASA. So we are doing pretty straightforward stuff. We know our debits and credits. We have got very limited rules in finance, and those rules are already done by ERP. So it's the attitude that catches the employer's attention. Stay positive, show your intent, particularly for young grads. who do not have experience. So if somebody is going to invest in you, you should show your keenness that yes, you want to learn, you're willing to, at times you are willing to burn your midnight oil. It's not mandatory, but at times it is required.
Yeah. And in terms of any software, so you already mentioned a few like Power BI. Is there any other ones you recommend recent grads to potentially get a certification in or look further into other than Power BI?
Basically, Excel is like, talking about Excel is like, it's basic, like it's
Yeah.
unique. You must have got a hands-on experience of Excel. So it's pretty preliminary these days. Power BI is, yes, people have progressed into Power BIs as well, which is again a plus point. Secondly, if you're targeting a job in mid-tier organizations, Sage or NetSuite, like these are the ERPs that are widely used. And secondly, if you're looking for a company which is a bigger company, then you like SAP and Oracle will help you. But definitely, it's not easy to get that hands-on experience until you get employed. Only then you get the opportunity to work on SAP and Oracle. But Excel is something very fundamental. Like you must have got experience on Excel.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, you will struggle. It's not that you will not be able to learn, but you will struggle for like a couple of weeks, or your deadlines will be affected by that.
Gotcha. So I guess we can ask the final question here in terms of like, how do you define success? You can go both personal or professional. I'll leave it to you.
My definition of success is
Yeah.
very different. Like I say, if people around you are happy, it means you are successful. It does not depend on your bank balance or the car that you are driving. When I left Saudi, honestly, I had 7 different farewells. And at Stage Vision also I enjoy people around me. So I feel like if you are a leader and people around you are happy with you, and similarly it goes with your family as well. So if people around you are happy, you are contributing to their success, you are making their life easy, I think this is success.
Awesome. No, it's like you talked about so many different topics from moving from Pakistan to Saudi and then to Canada, all the advice along the way from that, and currently now working as a senior controller as well. It's a pleasure having you on. You provided great insight, and thanks again for taking the time today.
Pleasure is all mine, Azam. It's been fantastic to have, I don't know like for how many minutes we are talking, but it was like, it passed very quickly.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Good, thank you. Good.